Hey, welcome to the Churchfront show.
This is where we go to not test things until we go live.
It's hilarious. Oh my gosh. So in this show, we're going to be doing a live stream review. A bunch of you guys submitted your live streams to the Facebook group post I just made. And then we'll do some Q&A today. So no guests today, just reviewing some live streams. And it's so funny. I think the first story of today should be this live stream talking about what we just did. So it's pretty hilarious. As we just started the show here, I don't know if our audio might be a little hot on the ATEM too. We're literally just
turn it down.
Maybe just keep an eye on that. Make sure it's not clipping too much. So we were, the first thing that happened was, you guys, when we get in the office here, I'm like, hey, let's do the Churchfront show at 9:30, and then there's nothing set up for it. So then it's kind of fun. It gives us a fun challenge to be like, we have to get everything ready to go for the stream, in a half hour basically. And we're getting there though. We're getting to the point where eventually, like, it is just going to be plug and play. But because we're still setting up the studio, it's just never really ready, or my conception of how ready we are is dramatically inaccurate of how ready we actually are.
Jake is the lead pastor, and I'm the tech director.
It's so true. Hey, welcome to the Churchfront show. Now your stream is coming back.
Actually, that's you.
Infinite feedback loop going on here. Okay, in the stream, this is great because Resi is like, the whole 90-second delay thing.
This is a little comedy sketch.
This is like I feel like we're in the movie Tenet or something like that. We're like going backwards through time. Anyways, guys, it's great to have you here. Always allow, the first lesson of the day is give yourself more time to just get everything up and running. When you think, we just got to plug in a cable here and fire this encoder up here and do this here, usually multiply that number of time the amount of time you think it's going to take, like 10 minutes times like 5 or something like that. So give yourself an hour to be prepped for it. And then the other thing that was funny too is that we have this TV here for our multi-view, and every time we use the TV, we need to mute the TV so we don't have our audio coming back through and doing a feedback loop, which, of course, right when we started the show, that's what happened.
We need a little checklist.
We need a checklist. We need a system for success. So that is the first tip of the day, guys. Just make sure you have checklists. Don't be unrealistic in your time frames. Don't be a typical senior pastor about your time frames.
We were having this conversation yesterday. We were talking about like how a lot of people don't understand how much time it actually takes to do things and set things up and make things work. And
yep, very true, very true. Oh man. Okay, let's just dive into the live stream reviews. So I'll let you pull up Facebook, and we should be able to hear audio from your computer just fine. Let's just start from the top. First come, first serve.
Paul.
A lot of you guys, 56 people posted that within like a minute. So I'll
no comments, just the stream itself. So
he just wanted to get right to it. Oh, and he even gave us a 10-second countdown. Thank you for
he gave us the little link that says this is when we're starting.
Yep, it's a great tip. Let's just go ahead and play, see what happens. And then I think your audio.
This life-saving device.
We got to get you a.
Give me the
YouTube premium
man.
account.
That's okay.
It's taking the world by storm.
This is important.
It can save your life anywhere.
It's serving me this ad because just do skip ads.
I thought we were going to watch the ad and talk about
it. But it's because I'm a parent of toddlers, so I clicked on one of those like de-choker Facebook ads.
This life-saving
Why
device
are we seeing it
taking the world by storm? I can save your life
This
anywhere.
is a sign.
There we go. Okay.
Well, I definitely just had audio.
If you're outside, if you are watching from home, you are.
It's like, who are we to judge?
Hey man, no judgment from us.
He who was out live stream glitches cast the first stone, right? Oh my gosh, this is great.
Don't worry, man. There's a log in RI.
All right. Okay, so we just had an audio not queued yet, which, hey, I've done that before. So it looks
building,
like there
if
we
you're
go.
outside, if you are watching from home, you are so welcome. I'm excited and looking forward to what's going to be a great Sunday morning.
Clean audio.
So if you are watching online, we would love to connect with you. We want to know where you're watching from. So do say hello in the chat. We've got some people there who are wanting to talk to you and connect with you. So yeah, let us know where you're watching from. And as always,
this lower third, I thought was an ad, and I was trying to close it.
That's a good point. Yeah, because you're right. It kind of looks like a YouTube ad.
It's like the same dimensions.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't on YouTube thinking about I'm watching a YouTube video, I probably wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
You can put in your prayer requests. We're going to be praying for some people at the end of the service, and we would love to stand with you for breakthrough in your life. But we're going to start this morning by worshiping. So why don't you stand
they got two angles.
You are.
See,
And
something about I like that angle better than the. Just keep going. Yeah,
we can say Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there.
Cameras look clean.
And yeah, we're just really we're really expectant this morning. Some of us were praying just as a team beforehand, and we're just expectant and we're excited for what Holy Spirit wants to do this morning. And so we just want to pray and welcome Him. And just particularly on this day, obviously it's Mother's Day, and it's been quite a week for women, right?
Let me just scrub ahead a little bit.
Everything, but there's been lots going.
We've come to join the song. It's sung long before our lives to raise our voice.
I like the font.
Along.
Notice how much nicer this side shot is with the. You just got more depth. Okay, and then we got another side shot. That looks great.
That's like it's on-stage camera.
Yeah. This looks like a handheld cam.
Come on, your mercy without end, a king who bled and
Pull up Universal Audio Control app on your computer. I think we should be able to see.
There's no interface connected, but
will it not? Even if you pull up the little.
what's it called? Control?
I just hit the thing in the up here, wherever it is on your computer. Yeah, right there. Console. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's not that one plugged in. But we can look at this. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's metered pretty well. You know, I think you can go on top. I think so far there's just a lot of good things to take away from this stream. I mean, again, some of the audio. I mean, the mix sounds good, and I'm trying to make sure the way we're monitoring it here. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but I really like. To me, this kind of shows the ideal camera setup, like having 3 cameras. They got their main broadcast cam right there. Then they've got 2 side. One of them seems like it's maybe farther away side shot from stage right, and then the other one that's kind of a stage left handheld shot. Exposure looks great. You can always, it is amazing though, like how much more pleasing to the eye is when there's more depth behind the subject to work with. So like you don't get that on that front follow shot, but then I really like the side shots that just has like way more depth behind them. So something to keep in mind with your stage design. And I think you can get away with like less depth behind your subject if you have a darker background. It's kind of like what we're using here. It's like we have the, darker wall behind us, and it can kind of make it a little bit more visually appealing. But yeah, I mean, it's a great job. I mean, there's nothing glaring that really, in terms of issues. I think this is just a great stream for a lot of folks to learn from here.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts? People say you don't talk enough.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make you talk a lot in this show.
Here we go. I like the consistency. I mean, this is always kind of one of my things. Like, I like the consistency of branding and like just how they have this same font that it's like simple, like the teaching points.
Mm-hmm.
Some scripture, lower thirds. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like cameras, audio, we haven't heard the pastor yet.
The journey is just starting. That's the start of transformation.
Yeah, that sounds
Maybe
good.
a little more headroom there than I would prefer. I would say
Like you wish he was hotter?
I wish sorry, the framing.
Framing wise, yeah.
Like I would let the person know, because to me that's kind of a close medium shot, and I would like to see, if that pastor were to have his hand like on top of his head or something.
He's got like a head
Kind
and
of
a
like,
half.
well, kind of again, like looking at my camera angle here, like pulling up this, like it. Did you have the screen on, or was it you the whole time?
Oh, it was probably me the whole time.
Oh gosh, does nobody tell us in the chat?
Man, we're not. I'm not watching the chat.
Oh, okay.
I'm
here.
like trying to be the person.
Oh
on
man,
screen
that's
too.
hilarious. Sorry guys, if you were not seeing that screen the whole time. Was it not on the whole time?
It was probably not. I'll go back to it so you guys can see what's going on here.
Okay.
So this is what I was
feel
talking
like
about.
we should just start this whole stream from the top today again.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so what we're talking about, guys, well, we'll just keep going.
Yeah.
So
Jake's framing. He's got a hand above his head.
yeah, I just think, so when you compare my shot, like again, I kind of put like a hand above my head for a tight medium shot, which I think this is, and then looking at the stream that we're reviewing right now, it's kind of like, to me, the person on the follow cam, I would just tilt that camera down a tiny bit more. That's like my one main critique of this. But so now that we actually have the stream up, how about we show the people who are watching what we were talking about, some of the good things we liked about it?
Yeah. I was talking about some nice consistency with like the lyric font, and then this section, like simple background. It's like not overwhelming. I'm not sure exactly what else we missed.
Well, the other thing I liked was
showing on
the
camera. Oh, the
the other
side
thing
shot.
was just like the side shots look really sharp, and they have so much more depth to them. Good use of kind of the rule of thirds. Again, their lighting's great. I'd be interested to know, and I should have told people whenever they drop these streams, let us know what cameras they're using, because part of the reason I like doing these live stream reviews is for folks to know like what's producing these results. So Paul, definitely let us know, in the comment there, if you're ever watching this, what you're using. Let's go down to the next one.
Carlos.
And
so he did, data video, PTZs, data video encoder, a Roland. We don't know. I'm assuming he's talking about a soundboard, but we don't know which one for audio.
Okay. M300s. I think he said 2 of them. I never even heard of that.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Neighborhood Alliance Church. Also want to thank everyone who's joining us online this morning. Thank you for joining us for worship. My name is Charlie Hughes.
Good job addressing the online
here at the church,
congregation.
And we're glad to have all of you here. So would you stand, and we're going to worship our God together. As we look back over the last year, it was about a year ago that lockdown started. We want to use this service to look back on the last year and see how God was faithful to us, how God provided for his people in the process, and we want to celebrate him. So let's start celebrating him with this call to worship. God loves us with a steadfast love. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so.
That's cool. Putting the words up there.
God loves us so
In the lower
much, he
thirds.
gave his son. Let us believe and
Nice
have
pad fade
eternal
in.
life. God loves us with a great love, and he's rich in mercy.
Sometimes the pad will just like
Let us
start
have
and be like
faith
super
to
loud.
receive
Yeah.
this
So that felt
grace.
good.
I think
Give thanks to the Lord for God
I think their overall audio could be a little bit louder on their master output.
is good. Amen.
Yeah,
Let's
looks
worship
a little
him
quiet.
Come, let us worship our King. Sing that out. Come, let us bow at his feet. He has done great things.
Yeah, let's stop
celebrate
there.
him.
Yeah, so I think here he said he's using PTZ cameras, and you can kind of tell like by the video quality. You can tell, especially on the other angle. Can you find the other shot they had? from the side. It was like just that kind of blurry graininess. And again, a lot of this, I think it was this. So this camera was zooming out and in. It's kind of cool you can do that, but it's not a very sharp image, right? So that's where, again, like it's PTZ. To me, I'd rather have like the sharper image, better quality, better low light performance over the ability to like zoom out and in. Other people, different strokes for different folks, right? I think that's what they say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, it's kind of grainy. Audio-wise, I'd like to hear a little bit more reverb.
Awake and alive.
On the vocals.
Oh, Jesus, our Savior, your name lifted high. Oh, God, you have done great things.
Yeah, and also,
hallelujah, God.
I would say more like just more instruments. I think vocals are a little too hot.
Unshakable, hallelujah, you have done great things.
Other than that, though, I think they're doing great with the gear they're working with. They're making the best of it. So
yeah,
awesome.
all the pieces are there. Got lower thirds, different camera angles. Yeah.
Next up.
Good work, Carlos. All right, Josh, 2G7s with a Vixia, 810 Mini. Audio is out of an aux from the board there.
What a beautiful morning to worship. What a beautiful morning to proclaim his love for us. I once was dead in sin, alone and hopeless. That was us. A child of wrath I walk, condemned in darkness.
Cool, let's pause that. Yeah, so I think it's a reoccurring thing, especially when if you're just using an aux mix out. I think, and I guess you should still be able to balance this, but I just feel like vocals are so hot in mixes sometimes, like way too hot, or there's just not enough instruments to support them. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's not cutting the vocals as much, but just kind of like boosting the other instruments more.
Yeah. Yeah, and then distortion on the vocal as well.
Your mercy brought new life, and in your love and kindness, raise me up with Christ.
I'm not sure. It seems like it's just on the vocal and not like the whole. So maybe gain structure is off a little bit there, or it's the loudest thing in the mix and it's hitting the ATEM a little too hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really important, guys, as you're building these mixes. Like, you have to just go through every step of the signal chain to make sure that you're not clipping somewhere. There's lots of different places that it can clip, right? Like, and even when we're using our broadcast mix, every Sunday when I'm mixing there, and I'm training our volunteers to do this too, is like, even though not much should change, from week to week, we mostly have the same consistent leaders and musicians. You just got to go through, like, take a look at the gain on each channel, both at the mixing console itself, where the preamps are, and then also going, into every track. Even if you're mixing in a DAW, making sure that the gain for the beginning of the track is good, and then also in each plugin, because every plugin has gain control as well, and make sure it's not clipping there. So gain structure everywhere, making sure things aren't clipping, making sure it's not too quiet. It's very important.
Yeah. And I don't. Sorry, I missed if you said that. I think it's a little bit dark too, lighting wise.
Yeah, it's like maybe that camera has a flatter picture profile you could use. Some of these cameras, yeah, probably too, because that angle you're just getting more even light. So probably on that second camera, you could just boost exposure a tiny bit more. I mean, it looks better when you have that color behind them like that on that shot. And I think it's because. And again, I think it's because, like, on cheaper cameras, the blacks often look like too black. Like, it's not retaining any light there at all in the shadows. So but like, sometimes these cheaper cameras, what they're doing is you have these different creative styles you can apply to them, and then that creates it makes it too contrasty. So that's why the highlights look like a little blown out, the darks look pitch black. So when we're using like a GH5, I like using the natural profile, or you could use like Cine-D or whatever they're called, picture profiles.
Yeah, this is a GH5.
Yeah,
on
and
this
I think I have. Let me see what I have it on. Yeah, I have it on the natural color profile, and it just makes it look less contrasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Side note, love this song. It's a good song.
Made alive forever with you, life forever. By your grace I'm saved. By your grace I'm saved.
And this is a good example too. I think like I imagine they must have, when he says aux out, I wonder if he's just referring to a mix bus on like an X32. Did he say what mixing console he was using or no?
I don't think so. Just
Lord, you are the light that broke the darkness.
audio's out of an aux.
You satisfy
so-
my soul when I am heartless.
Oh, there's a guitar, yeah.
And if ever I forget my true identity.
Yeah, so I would because I feel like even on a when we were working on the live stream course, the mix that you're able to get just with the X32 mix bus was really good, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, even to the point where I'm like, man, if it's like if you really do know what you're doing with the mixing console with like a mix bus auxiliary out, I guess you could use the same terms for them. Like it will sound great, not as great as like mixing in a box could be, but I don't know. So this is an example. I'm like, man, I wonder like what if they're just really using an analog board with an analog aux out, then you are pretty limited because like you're just doing gain and EQ and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to let us know what you're using there, more specific, be interesting to know. But yeah, I kind of think there's some sort of gain structure, and something too to check would be listen to your aux mix on the headphone out of your soundboard, and then see if it's distorting there, and then if it's not, it's something with the ATEM.
Thanks for the super chat, Zach. He said he has thoughts on LED walls. They're great. I really wish we could get one. Brands and such. I need to look into that more. There was one LED vendor that reached out to me one time, but it didn't really go anywhere. So hey, if you're watching this person we talked to, let's talk again and figure something out. You said Amplio was in town. Talk to an integrator, I think. Like just if you're gonna spend that much on an LED wall, talk to Summit, talk to Amplio, one of those guys. They know where to find these things, and yeah, you could go on Alibaba and like order one on your own, but like good luck. Like I don't know. There's and I've seen in the church media and tech Facebook group, I feel like there's some pretty knowledgeable people on that topic there. So
yeah. Cool. Thanks, Josh. You want to check out Rubens?
Yep.
From Italy.
That's awesome. Like now noticing what is this song? You Are Good.
Yeah.
In Italian.
You're never gonna let me down.
Deep in my heart. Duh. That's like why I was blanking on the title of this song. Is there a B on the bottom of that screen?
Yeah.
Just a random B? Okay.
BE, period.
I mean, I don't know. It might mean something, or it might just be like some reason a word randomly showed up there. Man, overall though, like man, audio quality is good here. I would say one of the cameras might look a little overexposed, like the one. not that one looks pretty good. One of them is like super bright. And you just kind of tell like when you're looking at people's skin tones and they're like completely white, like that's where you have that like that camera. I think that camera could be bumped down a little bit. So bump the ISO down a tiny bit if you can, or even crank down the ISO as well. And yeah, it's hard. It's like, again, the shallow stages with like a white background, and maybe they're like, I don't know if they're like setting up and tearing down every week there if it's not even their space. But that's hard to, visually to make it much more appealing to look at, when you're working with those types of colors and backgrounds.
Yeah. Yeah, the drums I think could be a little brighter too.
Yeah.
They just sound a little dull, but
overall probably louder on the mix too.
Yeah.
And that's where a limiter can come in handy. Yeah, there's just a pretty big difference between the band and some of the talking parts, and then overall I think it could just be a lot louder.
Yeah. When we're not talking, you can see the meters.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. Next up,
Jonathan.
Next stream. Stream review. Meme review. All right, let's stop for a second. I feel like this is an example of the audio and band quality far outpacing the video quality.
Yeah.
Like it sounded really good, and just like I like the energy they have. And it looks like they got a nice space. I just don't know what cameras they're using. Like the quality of the video, it's like it's the lighting. Like everybody just kind of look super contrasty and overexposed. Right?
Yeah. And it seems like there's a lot of angles.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they have a really great foundation of system. I would say get some nicer cameras.
Yeah.
Did he have any details about what they're doing?
No.
Come on, people, give us details of what you're actually like using here. But it was good. I would say like, who was that? Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan.
Jonathan. It looks. I mean, it sounds great and it feels great. It just doesn't look as cool as it could. Like I feel like you guys. I feel like your band is at like a 10, but your video cameras are at like a 4.
Yeah.
Get better cameras.
Yeah. Good audio though. Good job on that.
Yeah, audio. I felt the audio. It felt like really nice and balanced and mastered well, and yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Do you want to go to one with info?
Yes.
So Josiah, 4 PTZs,
television
HMTV,
studio.
Yeah. Audio is Dante to an SQ5 with Waves plugins.
Oh, interesting. I got high hopes.
High hopes. Oh, pre-service.
With extravagant grace upon all we would encounter. Let's go before a holy king and worship this truth.
Yeah, amen.
Oh man. Pause. It's like I could tell again. You know what I'm gonna say?
Yeah, PTZs. Get bigger sensors.
It's like, hey, we're gonna build a $500,000 sanctuary with our tech and all this stuff, and have all the great things, and then we're gonna. It's like we're gonna get a, I don't know, like a Tesla for all these other purposes, and then for our cameras, which is a very important thing, we're gonna get like a
Camry,
a Toyota Camry. It's just like, keep going.
a Civic.
Keep going.
Rumors of the sun.
Let's stop. I wonder how they're encoding it for the stream. It sounds very streamy. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
sounds and stuff.
Audio is Dante.
Because they go to A7 Television Studio, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But what's happening after that? Because again, the other thing too, I mean, part of it's the PTZ camera, but also part of it is it sounds like how it's being encoded. Like it sounds like the quality, audio and video quality are being degraded.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you're running into an SQ5 with Waves plugins and you're getting it there via Dante, so there's not a bunch of A to D conversions, I mean, I would think that it wouldn't be like that. What are we watching it at? Let's watch it at 1080.
Oh, I mean, that'll help. Was it not at 1080?
No, the auto took it to 720.
Oh. I still hear like some weird.
It's like the higher frequencies are compressed or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah, I don't know. It's like missing information, I guess. I
want to watch more. Keep going.
My ransom, my savior, my refuge, my hiding place. You're my helper, my
I like the vocal verb.
my blessed redeemer, my answer, my saving grace. You're my hope. You're my hope in the shadows.
I don't really kick drum.
The battle, my anchor for all my days.
I mean, is he not? He's playing the kick right now.
Yeah.
Go to like where they drop the beat or something. Yeah.
It's just pretty quiet.
Yeah, that kick. And here's one of the reasons. One of the reasons I do really like drum replacement, at least for the kick and the snare, is just for them to like actually consistently like pop through the mix.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot. There's a lot less things that could go wrong. Where, things that can happen to prevent that from happening if you don't use drum replacement. Just for the kick and snare, everything else, even toms, use the real toms and cymbals, all that stuff, of course. But like, man, I just need more kick and snare.
Yeah.
But overall, again, I'm gonna keep saying this. It's like they have a really great band, really great setup, and looks like a great space. It's just, man, if you just the sensor sizes are so tiny. It's so grainy. Just not seeing all the light I should be seeing and the color I should be seeing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Looks kind of like they're in a venue, but maybe that's just like the way their church is set up.
Yeah, but you'd be amazed with a better camera, like how much. Just look at this, like the skin tones, like just look off, right? Like the coloring in that, just everybody looks kind of like magenta-ish.
Yeah.
And part of it's the lighting, but again, I don't know. When you have like the better sensors, like it just really helps with those problems.
Yeah. Anything else?
Great. Overall, great. I think they're doing a really great job. Just get better cameras again. I'm proud. Here's the thing. So I made the PTZ camp video a couple of years ago, and that was like a video supposed to be like, hey, quick simple beginner live stream setup for churches. Like, here's this PTZ camera. PTZ Optics send me the camera. When people send me cameras, I try them out and I show people. I showed people what they look like, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. But there are some better solutions out there, especially if you're building like a full multi-camera system. Like, I love the guys at PTZ, and I think they're doing great. And I think those solutions work great, especially for like, I think more traditional, very well lit sanctuaries, but not for like the nightclub worship venue. That's not gonna be the best solution. So
Yeah, not enough light there. All right. Corey's a student. Let's watch his.
Yep.
We're so glad you're here joining us here in the sanctuary and on Facebook Live and on YouTube.
Yeah, too quiet. Needs to be boosted.
Worship. Here it comes. Great is your faithfulness, oh God. You wrestle with a sinner's heart, a heart like mine.
If I remember right, he's doing audio through I thought he was doing audio through a bus mix on a M32, maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up to see what that is. What's going on here?
You lead us by still waters and to mercy, and nothing can keep
I'm curious if there's got to be a band like playing these other the bass and
Yeah, it's
drums.
like where-
Oh, here's the basses or guitars.
Okay.
Spirit, lead me where my trust is without
Like her vocal mic sounds a lot
borders.
way clearer than his does.
Yeah.
So Corey, I would go through and check all your gain structures and signal flow. Like, might be some source tone issues here. Like his the lead worship leader, he's like way back in the mix.
Yeah, like the background vocals a little hot there.
Yeah.
So maybe compression, a little hotter compression would help with that.
Yeah.
All your promises are yes and amen.
Cool.
Yeah.
Next stream.
All right. Went from nothing a year ago. Wait, and recording with the Super Bowl. Okay, now having 3 cameras and Mini Pro. Let's see what you got, Christian.
One person in the chat's like, "Holy iPad," from the last stream, because it was a very big. It's a huge iPad right in
Yeah.
front of him. It's like
He was
I
playing
can't even.
guitar-
See, you can't even see the worship leader.
Well, he was playing guitar, and then he had keys in front of him.
Yeah.
So
Where's the worship leader?
I'm just watching the bassist, man.
It's like, so maybe that's a good comment about just video switching. Like, show the bassist for a couple seconds, but then go back to the worship leader. Like, yeah.
Her vocals a little quiet, I would say.
Yeah. Did he say, how was he mixing? Sorry, did I miss that?
I don't think he said. Oh wait, here we go. More info. Aux out of the X32. Someone on an iPad configuring the live stream audio.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, some of the tips, and if he's using an X32, some of the things that you walked through in our streaming course, like just, I don't know. It's so hard though, because right, there's like so many, like, you got to make sure, and you talk about this, it's like the gain's got to be right on a channel level. What you're doing for your house has to be right, and then for your live stream, like the biggest thing would be on that mix bus, I would say putting even more, like another compressor and a limiter and that stereo enhancer effect sounds really nice too.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Yeah, I felt we got some pretty good mixes just out of the X32 bus.
Yep.
I'd say acoustics a little hot in here. The cameras look good. I mean, there's like a little contrasty, or the highlights are a little blown out up there, but
yeah, no, doing great work. I think he said he had a few camcorders. He didn't say what cameras they're using.
Nope, just decent 3 cam setup with A10 Mini Pro.
Next stream, another stream with more. Actually, I saw someone said pocket cinema cameras up there. Did I not
up here
see that right there?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Pocket cinema cameras going to Sling Studio.
Don't own the space.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's see it. I hear a lot of things about Sling Studio.
I feel like I'm in the room, like I'm a part of the thing.
It does, yeah. It's kind of in a weird way.
It's like, oh, this is what church is like.
Kind of like how people felt when they hop on this stream. Probably.
Yeah, they're like, oh.
I feel like I'm with Jake and Adam setting up for their stream.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. All right. Oh. How do you YouTube?
We have a service on Wednesday nights called Midweek.
I'm just impressed I can hear him at all.
With his, he's a belly button pastor.
Where he's holding the mic.
You know who else is like that?
Alex?
Darvin.
Oh, Darvin.
We always pick on him so much. He holds his mic all the way down here.
Oh.
Put the mic in front of your face.
I think he's been doing, at least the last couple weeks, he's been doing better.
Has it been good? Okay.
Yeah.
Man, there's been some days.
He's picked up on your trainings. Or criticisms.
6 p.m. for a fellowship meal.
So, good job getting his audio into the stream at all.
In this
So this is Sling Studio.
Yeah.
And I think I wonder with Sling Studio, because Sling Studio, I get these names so confused which one's which, but I think this is the one that it's all like these little wireless things and it goes to a hub, right? Let me see. Yeah, you can pull it up. It's kind of like a more affordable version of like a Teradek setup or something like that. And then you can control it with an iPad. It's like a pretty cool video switcher. Some of the when I'm looking at it, one of my biggest hangups, I think the wireless technology is cool, but like with the hub itself, like when you're wanting to send in your different display feeds into it, I think there's just really limited I/O on the hub to like connect your computer displays to it. So that's one of my bigger hangups about it. And then also, I'm just trying to tell, like, looking at their stream, you know, the Blackmagic 4Ks have great quality. Maybe some of these cameras are a little overexposed. I know they're dealing with a ton of natural light in that room.
Windows.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, that's to be expected. I always kind of go off of like the subjects on stage. I guess, yeah, it's just they're setting up tear down. Not a whole lot to work with there lighting wise. But I wonder how much the Sling Studio wireless feature kind of also has an effect on quality, because it's having to like, you know, compress the video and send it wirelessly. But
yeah, it depends on what look you want in the room as well. But I mean, if you're setting up and tearing down, I don't know if this stage and curtain is part of your setup tear down, but you could put a curtain in front of that window.
Yeah,
pretty quick.
Well, I almost feel like go for a dark look or go for a very light look, like one or the other. It's like when you're kind of floating in between, it's hard. But again, I know how hard it is in a portable setup to just have much control at all over the space. Like,
yeah, so this is our 6K, right?
Yep.
Pocket Cinema 6K. I feel like we've got like you've got a LUT applied on it, right?
Yeah, it's one of the default ones.
So we have a little bit more color saturation, I think, than in this shot.
Yeah, so part of it could be the LUT they're using.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
But I think
The void became.
Yes, you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. So good.
pretty good mix though. I'd say acoustic's a little hot.
Yeah.
It's cool that you're using that kind of stripped back kit, but you can still get a pretty good full band sound.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Next stream.
Oh, this guy can hold the mic. Let's hear something.
32. And he starts saying this, for time would fail me to tell of Gideon and Barak, of Samson and Jephthah, of David and Samuel and the prophets. So he goes through very quickly.
Yeah. Cool. Who is that? Christian. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Who else has info? Currently mixing on aux with headphones. Good job. Check that one out. I don't know how you're doing Chris Tomlin songs and your feed's still up.
It might just get claimed and stays up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
This is a place, preschool through 8th grade and before and after school care. So check us out. In fact, the Academy,
Just go to the band.
our day school, they have an open house this Thursday.
I hear enough church announcements in my life.
No.
He's coming on the clouds. Kings and kingdoms will bow down.
Did he say X32 mix bus or just an aux mix?
Aux with headphones.
Yeah. As broken hearts declare his praise. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Our God is the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power and fighting our battle.
Yeah, that's good.
Every knee will bow before him.
With your
I would say
declares the Lord. And how do I?
on a mix standpoint, try a little less acoustic, maybe more piano.
I think I'm going to go to the end here because I realize I'm going to the beginning of the stream, all these streams, and people are like just setting up their mixes and they haven't got them dialed in yet. So
yeah.
Here.
And that's an example of like you do want pretty much all the vocals like pretty much equal. Maybe the lead person, the melody should be a little bit louder, but when you're doing old school hymns that require all that harmony, it's like you can definitely push it all up.
The King is alive. Sing a little louder in the presence of my enemies. Sing a little louder.
In this case, though, the harmony vocals could come down.
Yeah.
And then this isn't really a stream thing necessarily, but like I don't know if this band is using a click. At least in this first song, it didn't really sound like it. I think that could help tighten up the sound of the band.
Yeah. Next stream.
More pocket cinema.
How do you say they're mixing it?
I didn't.
5 pocket 6Ks. Okay.
It's funny, electronic kits usually sound better on a lot of live streams.
Yeah.
Vocals are not. I think vocals are in a good spot. Like they're not too hot.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's a lot of compression happening though. It's like maybe a little too much.
Yeah, and then I also think I gotta actually look more into. You can stop it. I gotta look more into things with LUTs on these Blackmagic cameras because honestly, I'm just not like I love the Canon because it's like you turn the camera on and the image it's sending out with the LUT, you know, it just looks good. This like it just looks great, you know, and like this is the default C300 LUT on the 6K though. Our main camera, I'm still not even a huge fan of the look of this. I don't know. It's too, I don't even know how to describe it. And that's why I'm looking at their setup. It's like, I know it's a great camera, a great sensor, but I think you got to spend more time on LUTs. And this one looks like just over contrast. And a lot of it too is maybe perhaps the lighting. Just really try to avoid putting any color LED lights on the front of your subjects. It just, the coloring can look kind of strange sometimes. Like everybody has that kind of magenta hue on their skin. So.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said before, maybe watch the bus compression on it.
We have a good time for one or two more.
Yeah, let's see.
I want to encourage you guys to check out worshipministryschool.com. We've got courses to help you build the right systems for live streaming, both from the video and broadcast side. I know a lot. I just sound like I'm repeating myself a lot on these streams and like things that could improve. But these are all the things that we cover in the course and we walk through in greater depth. So just check out the links below in the description. You can apply for our full program for access to the full thing, or we've got a few individual courses available. Speaking of the Beginner's Guide to Live Streaming for Churches course, that's the one we just refreshed. And we put so much time into it. We spent the past 2 months. We're putting up pretty much the final courses tomorrow or the final lessons tomorrow will be available. So we go super, super in depth with all that stuff. Maybe in the meantime, you can pull up the layout of that when you get a second, Adam, and then we can kind of show them some of the lessons going on there.
Yeah.
But I guess this is when it would be handy if you had a second monitor to pull things up on.
Well, people can just look at you.
That's true. Oh yeah, you can just look at me. And yeah, so definitely check out Worship Ministry School. What else is going on, man? I would say this week, what I'm working on now is we're working on finalizing our new lighting system in our tech booth with Light Key. So I'm excited to get that done. And then once that's done, we're going to get through Easter, and then we're going to work on rearranging the tech booth. So keep an eye out for some major updates to the tech booth videos that I've been posting online. It's been great. Everybody's been enjoying kind of following us on that journey. So it's been cool to see that. All right, Adam's got his courses up there. So here's our Beginner's Guide to Live Streaming for Churches course, and then you can see all the lessons here. So we've got the first place. You know, we're big about kind of starting at the source. So whether you're starting at the video source or audio source. So here we start on video, and we talk all about just getting videography right, and then actually setting up the camera, dialing in exposure settings. Pull up that lesson, the camera setup, exposure, and framing. So like I'm using the actual camera lens, and then the Sony a6400, and I walk through, we show like a screen capture of like that and how we dial in the settings and pull up chipper there, and just making that camera look as good as it possibly can. So I show you how all that stuff works. So these are how like in-depth and comprehensive these trainings are. And then the next module, we do all about broadcast audio. So pull up one of your videos, Adam.
Gain staging.
Very important.
In this lesson, we are going to talk about gain staging. That's all you got to know.
Exactly. But show them how you got like the X32.
Yeah, we got X32 soundboard set up. You can see the screen, like exactly what I'm doing as I'm talking through things.
Yep.
You can actually hear what's happening.
It is just like you are here. And then...
Looks pretty good.
And then after broadcast audio, and then in this course, we don't do broadcast mix mastery. We talk about mixing in a box, but this course, we assume maybe you can't do that. We're just going to go simpler setup with mixing from an X32. And then we do a ton in, we do our ATEM setup. So configuring the ATEM Mini as a video switcher. Then we do, and then after that, we do Pro Presenter setup. But have your multi-view monitor. Even just getting the ATEM up and running and functioning for the first time. There's so many quirky things with Blackmagic gear that it's like, there you go. We listed it all out. It's going to save you a ton of time. And then Pro Presenter configuration. And then we don't have to show all of these, but you guys get the point. We literally walk through every single step of the process, and it's multiple hours of content. I mean, it's long, but it's because we cover everything. So
yeah. I mean, it's a lot shorter than if you were to do all this yourself and try and learn all that. But then, encoding and multi-streaming.
So how to stream for free to YouTube, to Facebook, to Resi, to the Church Online platform. And then, we got our final lessons coming up here pretty soon. So that's our course. Go check it out. Link down below in the description. I think we got time for one or two more.
Yeah, just trying to decide which one. This guy said he wants feedback on audio. They're using PTZs and iPhones over NDI, so we won't comment on the small sensors. But we're going to focus on audio.
New believer that's going to be getting baptized, and we were.
Awake and alive, oh Jesus, our Savior, your name lifted high, oh God, you have done great things.
I'm liking what I hear.
Yeah.
Let's sing hallelujah.
Maybe a little more reverb than vocals. I'm wondering if how they're doing the mix.
Did he not say? It almost sounds like he's got drum replacement going on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that kick sounds really good.
Yeah.
I want to hear that violin more.
Yeah.
They make microphones that mount to them. It makes it a lot easier for consistent sound.
Yeah.
Oh, hero of heaven, you conquered the grave. You free every captive and break every chain, oh God.
Great voice.
You have done great.
Yeah, overall, I mean, I'm really happy with this.
I would say just vocal on the verbs is really the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, or a little bit of delay. Like, you don't want to overdo it.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds good.
Yep.
Great work.
Just get that's an example of the audio quality outpacing the video quality.
Yeah. Yeah, they just said they wanted feedback on audio, and then they're like, we have a lot of work to do with video. So, yeah, audio sounded great. Pocket 4Ks. Oh, wow, they have a Pocket 4K, PTZ, and an AX15.
All right. I think this will be the last one of the day. Oh, Church Online. Is it going to let us? Okay, it does do the replay.
Service replay. Nice.
Well, hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching online. I know that anytime we get together for church, anytime we get together to watch Jesus, whether it's here, whether it's online, there are going to be so many distractions we bring in with us, but it's going to be a beautiful week. It's
With everything inside of me,
The stream is pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Try and raise the volume somehow. Yeah, and the whole thing just sounds like muted, like a blanket is over it, like the missing a lot of high frequency content.
I'm not sure I'm the biggest fan of the fancy lyric transitions. I don't know. It's a little like,
yeah.
It's just not my preference. It's not that bad. It's just not my preference, I guess.
I like it better than just like, I don't know, Helvetica without any outline or anything. Like,
no, but the font is fine. I'm talking about the transitions. Look at how it goes from slide to slide.
Yeah.
Like the woo.
Seems kind of like Revivals in the Air, Bethel-y.
Kind of, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, you obviously like care about things. Like, you've got your sky pans, you've got your like helix, and your, you know,
yeah, it's
like
a great,
really
it's
clean
like,
stage.
It looks like they got good sources, but it's just something in the mix is like, again, we don't know what he was using.
Nope.
For a mix. Okay.
I don't think so. Fork Christian. Oh yeah, bus. The house mix.
Okay.
Roland M400. Yeah, if you have a weight, I don't know that board. Was it 400?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I used to have a board similar to this. This thing is kind of old.
Breakthrough in live mixing and recording system in 2005.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to connect this, like, you know, digitally to get a mix.
It's got to have outputs, digital outputs.
Yeah. If you can connect it. Oh yeah, it says up to 40 channels of splits. So so I would say, like, send this into a DAW and mix there. Just buy a template. It'll just work for you out of the box.
Yep.
That was sarcasm. Just for people that
sorry, my mind was checking out. I was thinking, guys, I've looked. It gets to the point where we look at so many streams, and I think it's a good time to wrap today. And thank you guys for sharing those in the Facebook group. Just go to the Churchfront Facebook group or the Churchfront community there on the Churchfront Facebook community, and submit your streams, questions. Lots of great, helpful people there.
Yeah, we had a ton of submissions. No way we'd be able to get to all of them today.
Yeah,
so
it was pretty cool. Hey, we got a comment from Ezra in the chat. He enrolled in the live streaming course when we did the launch for the new version, and he said, best $100 I ever spent on the live stream course. Dope, great job. Thanks, Ezra. Appreciate you, man. And then let's see here. That's it. Great to have you guys on the stream today. Sorry for all of our technical difficulties. We're learning our lessons of. It's not really technical difficulties. It's just like we're just literally not giving ourselves enough time to do things. It's like,
yeah.
And with Resi, it's like I just want to schedule it, and then we are going to go live at this time, no matter what, no matter how much we've actually got set up.
Yeah, we've been going hard on building these courses, so we haven't like spent a ton of time.
Yeah, which is now we're going into a couple of weeks here where we've got more margin in our schedules for this. So, all right, guys, go ahead, check out the links below, check out the courses, apply for a free